Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to be joined by Senator Jeff Merkley. Senator, good to see you.
Wonderful to be here.
So you were recently in town for the signing of the KBRA. What do you hope, or does this signal change in the attitudes of water rights in Southern Oregon?
Well, I think it was a huge stride forward because this signing brought into the conversation those who are in the upper basin, who are ranchers, who did not have water rights, and without this agreement, really they could be at risk of losing their entire livelihood. So this was a wonderful win in a number of ways. It sets a vision to make sure that ranching remains part of the economy. Certainly that the on-project users will have more reliable access to water, but it also makes adjustments to make the in-stream flows healthier in relationship to our fish economy. So it was you could just sense the increase in momentum from this agreement.
Oh, very good. Okay, so something we're along the same line, the drought conditions that we've been seeing really along the entire West Coast, it's all something that we're watching very closely. If the federal government needed to get involved later this summer, or would that be something you would support?
Oh, absolutely. Just as I championed the funds a few years ago in the 2010 drought, and those funds have continued to be helpful over the last several years, what I've done this time is I've co-sponsored legislation with Senator Feinstein and Senator Boxer and Senator Wyden that would make sure that as we try to address the drought in California, it includes the drought in Oregon. And since that really gives us a lot more power behind our efforts to make sure the federal government is involved.
Mm-hmm. And speaking about the Jordan Cove LNG project, it's certainly getting a lot of attention, as you know. Is that something you support, and what do you have to say to people who have concerns?
Well, I do support it. There's going to be somewhere on the West Coast, there is going to be a terminal, and it's going to be a $6 billion plus investment. And this investment is best, in my mind, if it's made here in our state of Oregon. It would also create infrastructure for Coos Bay in terms of deep draft shipping that could be useful for revitalizing the economy of that part of the coast in a number of other ways. I do believe that in terms of a pipeline that connects into it, the landowners should be very generously compensated. Folks who do not want to have it on their land, the pipeline should avoid their land if any way possible. We should really, hopefully, not have any use of eminent domain. That's a serious concern. But I think we can get it done, and the project in Coos Bay would be a huge beneficial force in the coastal economy.
All right, very good. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Senator Jeff Merkley. We were talking about the KBRA signing that you were in town for last week. Also something interesting and something you're very excited about, Oregon Tech's energy independence over there.
Yes, absolutely. This is a world first in which a college is energy neutral. They're producing as much energy as they consume through the combination of geothermal and electricity. No other university has accomplished this, so this is enormous. And it feeds right into the type of education they're providing in terms of renewable energy engineering program. And what's more, it's all related to this important question of carbon pollution. And we are seeing the impacts right now of carbon pollution. It's really an assault on our rural economy. We're seeing it because we're not having cold enough nights to knock out the pine beetles. We're seeing it in terms of more forest fires during the summer. We're seeing it in terms of smaller snowpack and therefore poor fishing streams as a result during the summer. And we're even seeing it over on the coast where oysters are having trouble reproducing because of the more acidic water. And so for Oregon Tech to be a world leader in setting this example and following it up with the education to put people forward to how to improve and replace fossil fuels largely with renewable fuels, it's a very big deal, and it's a huge congratulations to them. Absolutely,
I second that. Well, talking about a federal minimum wage, it's something you've been keeping your eyes on.
Yes, there's a proposal to create the minimum wage to $10.10. I'm one of the two lead co-sponsors in the Senate, and this can lift millions of Americans out of poverty. It's basically the difference for those states that don't have an individual state minimum wage, difference between a family earning $15,000 a year and basically $20,000 to $21,000 a year. And that difference can mean the ability of a parent to provide the basic necessities of life for a child or children. And so I strongly support it. Won't have much impact here in Oregon because we already have a higher minimum wage that would go up yet again during the 2.5-year implementation period.
Sure.
But it levels the playing field between Oregon and the rest of the country and lifts millions of families into a better place.
Senator, good to see you. Thanks for coming by.
Great.
Appreciate
You're
it.
very welcome.
All right.
Thank
Stay
you.
with us. We'll be right back.